Peace and blessings to everybody. Hope everybody is having a good Thursday, that you're giving yourself rest. Sabbath day is approaching us. We must learn to, as we seek in the Lord's face, enjoy it, have fun, learn to, resist temptations, and learn to give ourselves rest, because this is an endless battle. The devil's relentless, temptation is relentless, sin it doesn't rest. We must continue to move forward. But today we're gonna be talking about not worrying so much and learning to trust God, because this is one thing I definitely have to work on. Because one thing throughout my life, as I continue to grow up and continue to give my life to God, I have a trouble with fear, not letting go also, and letting that consume me, letting fear consume my mind, my heart, and just letting it do the wrong things to the point I act out of place and I don't let God take control. I become impatient. But we must learn to not worry and give it to God. And we do that by just trusting Him. Now, trusting, we don't mean by like cold turkey, just give it up and be like, it's in God's hands and not try on it. No, trust is a form of a relationship, meaning that we have to continue to act on it every day. We have to continue to build on it every day. Faith and trust also coexist with each other. And faith without works is also dead. But that don't mean, gluttonize the work that you do, beat yourself up, cause, death on yourself by stressing and worrying and not doing what you need to do because you have fear, like me also. Fear is something that plays big in a lot of confusion, in a lot of what you want to do in life. But one thing I learned about fear is it's not caused from God. If God wants us to trust Him, He wants us to let go, as in, if you're living for today, then you are trusting Him. But if you are worried about the past, then you are worried. But if you're worried about the future, then you have no trust. You see what I'm saying? So we have to live in the present when it comes to God, because we only can take this stuff one day at a time, for real. If we can't add an extra hour onto our life, what is the point of worrying about tomorrow? We don't get to control time. All we get to do is control what we are doing now and what decisions we want to make as of today. So don't feel like you're not getting nowhere because you don't see it right now. Don't feel like you're not building a good connection with God because you don't see it right now. Don't feel like you are not where you want to be because you don't see it right now. You got to keep going. Don't give up. Trust God and let it all go. You're going to get where you need to be one day. I already understand this because a lot of people want to see their self eat. They want to see their families eat. They want to see their children eat. They don't want to see a lot of things that are going on in the world today that are causing trouble in their life. And I get that very much, and I do the same thing. But what can I change if I'm always just trying to give my life away to these materialistic and carnal things? Because you can do the most best thing in somebody's life, but they still have that trouble tomorrow. Money don't solve these problems. Drugs don't solve these problems. Sex don't don't solve these problems. Even another connection don't really solve problems in your life. So we gotta learn to give it in God by living with Him in spirit. And what I mean by that is trusting Him. Trust that you're gonna make it tomorrow. And if you don't see it tomorrow, trust you're gonna make it the next year, the next decade, the next century. Trust that you're gonna do something to make something happen in the future. And that's what we're working for today. Peace and blessings.